let's move to his. Let's move his uniqueness. Let's move to his uniqueness. Ah, sorry. Let's move to not unique criticism. Yeah, he was attacked because he preached ascetic life, that is asceticism or zuhud, but he never practiced it. Even if he practiced it, but they said that he practiced just a little.
Okay.
So scholars attack him for that reason. And in his book, which is titled The Philosophical Way of Life, he said that I'm referring to the life of my late Imam, that is his teacher, Socrates. He said that even Socrates, he preaches asceticism, but he never practices it because what the Sufis are doing is not good. You cannot withdraw yourself from the society or from the community and isolate yourself. And then, oh, you say you don't like this material world. He say it is not be possible. So he is in the community and he is philanthropist. He was giving, they said that he was even curing his patient for free. Yeah, they were not paying him anything because he said that he is part of the community and he will not isolate himself. He will not withdraw himself to practice something, but yeah, he will just contribute to the development of society. Then he stayed in the society. And he was also attacked for his religious teachings, his philosophical thoughts that contradict the teachings of the religion. And then he also deviated from the teachings of Aristotle, as already said it. He was also attacked, yeah, by peripatetic, yeah,
philosophers. They are the followers of Aristotle.
yeah. So again,
We call
so
them
I'm now coming to an end. In conclusion, I have tried to make observation of his uniqueness. I said that, but I started with similarities with Al-Kindi, both Al-Kindi and Al-Razi. They based their philosophy on the Greek philosophy, both of them. And that is one of the similarities. All of them are philosophers, all of them are doctors, but some of the difference are, I said that unlike Al-Kindi, who was worked as a doctor, whose natural philosophical writings had studied, Al-Razi was also an alchemist, while he was less interested in mathematics and logical questions. The difference is both of them are philosophers and both of them are doctors. So Al-Kindi is interested in philosophical writings and and other mathematical something and logical questions, but Al-Razi is not less interested in that. Another difference is Al-Kindi, he was trying to reconcile between the religion and philosophy, while Al-Razi was trying to reconcile between, reconcile what they call it, this spirituality and medicine. Also, again, Al-Kindi was only a doctor. He never produced anything like medicine or medical equipment. But Al-Razi, he produces medicine and ointments, drugs, and he also invented some medical equipment that are still being in use.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think these are some of the differences. So there are so many lessons to be derived from this biographical and philosophical life of Al-Bakr Razi. Yeah, one of them is one should always learn, should always learn. What makes Al-Razi what he is just learning. No matter how the situation you find yourself, no matter how difficult the situation is, you have to learn. Some scholars say that even a single sentence, don't, oh sorry, single page, you have to read in a day. So what makes him, and second, you have to pursue what you love. You have to pursue what you love. This guy, he was practicing music, but he loves what? Philosophy. He wanted to become a doctor. At what age? At the age of 30. And he changed. He switched. He swapped from uh, he converted from the music and money, charging, and then to to study medicine and philosophy. So at any age, if you want to pursue something, you have to do it. Yeah, don't say that, no, I am late, or sorry, I am old, or I'm sad that you have to just do it. Yeah. And then, well, again, okay, that is all.
Okay.
So I'm very sorry for so many mistakes, some errors, because yeah, I don't even have time. I told you to go through it thoroughly.
Doctor, so Alhamdulillah. Thank you very much for this very excellent presentation that you have been presented to us. And you brought many informations outside the book. That means that you read, you explore more, and we get many information from you, many new information about Arazi, which we cannot know through this only book. This is one of the secret of this group, because it forces you to go back and read and
Hmm.
search about the issues discussed in the book. So this is the secret of this group. The Alhamdulillah, we are starting going further, knowing new things about our scholars, our previous. Let me have some notes or observation about your presentation. First, I will start
MashaAllah.
with Bimaristan. You said Bimaristan is a Persian word which means
Okay.
hospital, which means
Okay.
hospital. Still now
Okay.
in Iran, whenever you, wherever you went and see the hospital, you will see the Maristan.
Okay.
There are a book which I see. Maybe after this book we can check it. It is history about Bimaristan history in Islam.
Oh,
Yeah, it
MashaAllah.
is English book. I forgot the title, and it was in my computer, but I forgot where I put it. So
Okay.
Bimaristan is a Persian word which means uh,
Okay. Passionate.
uh, Bimaristan means hospital or
Yeah.
Darul Marda. Darul Marda.
Oh, sorry.
I
Yeah.
think because I don't know Farsi, it is two words combined together.
But
Bima Ristan. Bimar,
yeah.
yeah, mean house of illness or house of patient, something like that.
Yeah. But I read somewhere they also call it Darul Shifa.
Darul Shifa is Arabic.
Okay. So Darul Shifa. I read somewhere also they said that he
Yeah,
worked in Darul
yeah.
Shifa, but
But
yeah.
Bimaristan is a Persian word which separated is
Yeah.
separated into Islamic world, and many Bimaristan was established more especially during the Abbasid period and later Mamluk period, period in Egypt, in everywhere, even everywhere in the Islamic world called it Bimaristan. But later changed because of the change of history. This is positive. The second point I want to shed light on is about his career, like a doctor or physicians.
Yeah.
Of course, one of the most important uh, personality that emerged in history of the medicine is Abu Bakr al-Razi. Abu Bakr al-Razi was mentioned or was described by the German Orientalist Sigrid Hunke as in her book called uh, I don't know. You are in Germany. Maybe you can correct me the title of the book. Allah sonne über dem Abendland means it is. I don't know because I just know the yeah. So this is the name of the
What
book
is
in
the
German. Maybe
what?
it is correct or not correct. Means Allah son over the Occident. The book was translated into Arabic as Shamsul Arabi Tastaw al Garb.
Okay.
Yes, this book was mentioned in this book. This Orientalist Sigrid Hunke described him as أعظم أطباء الإنسانية على الإطلاق. هذا هو يعني this is the word exactly word used by Hunke to describe Al-Razi. Mainly the greatest physicians of humankind at all.
Yeah,
That is
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
yeah أعظم
Yeah.
أطباء الإنسانية على الإطلاق, the greatest.
Yeah.
So because of his book Al-Hawi, which you mentioned in your presentation, Al-Hawi fi Tib. This book, in this book, he tried to bring together all physicians, medicine information, since the Greek time up to his time, which means the Miladiya
Yeah.
925. So he contained different information on sciences, physics. So, and as you mentioned, his book was in use in Europe until 18th century, and most of his invented application that even which we use now in all our doctors use in their hospital, in hospital still in use in, as you mentioned. So this is the point I want to shed
Thank you so much
light based on. The
for your
second, I
contribution.
have observation on your discussion about his belief on prophecy. This issue is very problematic. What? Because uh, during this time there are issue of zandaka. Issue of zandaka is very popular in Islam, and most of the issue of zandaka is related to politics. For example, Abdullah ibn al-Muqaffa, who translated Kitab Kalila wa Dimna into Arabic language from Hindus, from Persian, its book from Hindus was translated Persian into Arabic, and they translated many books to Arabic in Beit al-Hikmah in my last previous, I think I
Yeah,
mentioned
in your last
him.
presentation.
So this also was accused by Zandaka. And many people who have some problem with government or some scholars, they will accuse them with Zandaka. Just like what happened now. If you belong to, for example, Sufi or Shia, you are kafir. So this issue of Zandaka is very dangerous in Islamic history. Of course, there was Zandaka, and it was harm Islamic beliefs because many people believe in another religion, but they are saying they are Muslims and they are bringing many things to Islam. But concerning a Razi case, we don't have any evidence that he wrote this information you mentioned about, and even
No,
the writer mentioned there are no evidence.
no,
Yeah,
no. The
because
writer, what the writer did is good. He
yeah,
didn't only said he didn't said it is not a reported speech. He caught exactly what Arazi said.
from which book?
I forgot to take the
No,
book, but this is
please.
what he did.
He didn't mention the book. He just mentioned the idea, but he did not refer it to. Let me show you. I read something about this issue,
Okay.
and we discussed it even in a class uh, where I studied. The problem is that all this information about his view about prophecy were extracted from a book authored by another author after Arazi with many years. And the
Okay.
manuscript of this book The first pages or the first volume or the first pages was missing. So we don't know who he talking about, someone who didn't believe in prophecy. But we didn't know who is this man. So many people are saying it is Razi, but they don't have evidence even from this book. Let me see. Even if you see in, I think in Wikipedia, you can see they mention this issue. They mention this issue.
But
They are saying that maybe because, oh yes salam. Uh,
but
Maybe because you,
why did he lost his job? Why did he lose his position in Baghdad and return back to Rai? Why did he do that? Why? What is the reason behind that? Why was he sacked?
this we cannot say what is, because we
They
don't
said
have
that he was sacked
written.
because of his criticism against the religion.
What I mean, what I trying to tell you, that in the books, also in the before or in during the Abbasid period, there are not any single author who said Abu Bakr al-Razi is against uh, prophecy. The book
Okay.
that ascribed to him, there no one can say this book is for Arazi. As I told you that most of the books also were uh, extracted by some peoples who maybe they his enemy, maybe become his enemy. So, and there are another books according to he also that saying that which is was ascribed to him, and it is of course. Uh, I'm sorry, someone is trying to join us, but Assalamu alaikum. Okay, okay, you try to join. Okay, okay, yes, okay. Thank you very much. I admit you. Someone is trying to. He called me. Okay,
Okay.
okay. I'm sorry for
No,
this
no
discussion.
problem. Don't mention.
He has another book in which he mentioned the Asrar Tanzil fi
A
Tawheed.
minute, please. A minute, please. Hello?
Mean Asrar Tanzil,
Anonymity, como
the secret
shagareta.
of revelation. How can someone who doesn't believe in prophecy also book with this name? And this book,
Yeah,
I think the book is exists. Unlike the book, he was accused by some people with going against prophecy or revelation or even religion at all. Do you understand me? Sometimes
yeah,
if some and another book he mentioned he also his inna lil abdi khaliqan, inna lil abdi khaliqan. So this book, and even you mentioned that he tried to uh, reconcile between prophecy and Sharia. Or you mentioned, or you refer this to Al-Kindi.
yeah. Al-Kindi was trying to reconcile the philosophy and Sharia and religion,
So
but
what?
he was trying to reconcile spirituality and medicine.
Yeah. So the problem is that whoever become famous in Islamic history, sometimes he got some books that ascribe to him, which is not actual. He is not the one who authored it. And even the book they mention about the kitabun fi naqd risala or fi naqd nubuwa, something like that. The book is not exist. So they only quoted this information from another book. And this another book who mentioned that the Arazi is against prophecy, that he did not mention the name Abu Bakr Arazi. He's just talking about someone or some philosophers a philosopher who against it. Because, for example, if the name is in the page one and we miss the page one, how can we decide who is this person?
Mm.
So the book, even the book, he mentioned that Arazi, the people who saying the Arazi is against prophecy. We mentioned it. He mentioned this, but we don't know who is referred to because even the book we miss the first pages of this manuscript. So it is very problematic issue of his uh, Zandaka or his issue of he didn't believe in prophecy. And of
Okay.
course, some people, ulama, divided into two. Some people are saying he is good Muslim and he believe in prophecy, and some are saying no, according to this book, according to what you mentioned, even the our also mentioned no, he didn't believe. But we have a book in which he mentioned the Risala and he mentioned about the prophets. So why we use something that does not exist? Yeah, you cannot find a book ascribed to him who mentioned the book and exist. This book was exist. No. So therefore, I said there are no evidence. Of course, some Shia are saying that because he has Shi'i tendency, therefore, some people accuse him with this. I even discussed this issue with some people from Shia. They are saying maybe because he has some Shia tendency, though he is not Shia, but he has a tendency. As you mentioned, he was born in Medina Ray. I even visited the Medina Ray. It is from Tehran, just you can take metro 20 minutes to Shahar Ray. Shahar Ray means Medina Ray. So it is
Mm.
very close to Tehran, very close. It is just 20 minutes in metro. So the city is also it's very sacred city for the Shia. So therefore, maybe he has some affiliation with Shia. But if you see Ismaili, it's also a Shia, but they attack him.
Mm. They attacked him.
They attack him. And Ash'arite also attacked him. But all attack is based on this issue. Let us, maybe you can research also and about this issue later. Uh, the last top observation I have is about his view about zuhud and isolation. There are a difference between isolation and zuhud.
Yeah.
Whether this he mentioned, I don't know in which book he mentioned this because I didn't see it in the book. Maybe you find it in another source. I didn't know why where he mentioned this zuhud. He attacked Sufis about their zuhud because they isolate themselves from society, and this not is not good. Even even the earliest Sufis used to they divided into two. There are some few of Sufis who used to isolate themselves in a room or even in the bush to worship Allah. But many Sufis are within the people. For example, Abu Hashim al-Kufi, who I mentioned, the first person who was called Sufi in Islamic history. He was among the Muslims. He used to be in within the Muslim community. Look at Abul Qasim al Junaid al Qawariri. He is very famous with his ilm and his fiqh, and is very famous in within the people. So isolation is something, and zuhud is something. Maybe isolation he mentioned about is about some Sufi khalwa, which is
Yeah.
not
Hello.
all
This is
Sufis,
speculation.
just few people from the Sufis uh, used to become isolated, used to isolate themselves for the people. And if they isolated themselves, it's for some specific time, they will appear again. I will mention another person, another Sufis, Umar bin al-Farid, who isolated himself in the bush, going to seeing the nature for almost 7 years. But he later returned into the people within the society and lived within them until he died. So I think this is the most important issues I wanted to. But the
Yeah.
last one
Sorry.
is you are talking about peripatetic. Do you know the meaning of peripatetic? Prophetic,
No,
we call it in Arabic al-masha'iyya. You know, philosophy in Islam or the philosophers in Islam can be divided into three categories.
okay.
Maybe the first one we call them al-masha'iyya. Al-masha'iyya means the people who used to track, because they are saying that when Aristotle teaching his student used to walk, so therefore they call al-masha'iyya peripatetic. And there are another explanation about why they have been called peripatetic. Uh,
Thank you.
then another category is al-ishraqiyun, illuminated. Illumination ishraqiyya, who are most of the philosophers of Sufi belong to al-madrasa al-ishraqiyya, like As-Sahrawardi al-Maktoum. As-Sahrawardi is father founder of the al-Ishraqiyya, al-Madrasa al-Ishraqiyya. And there are some another because they believe that only only you can understand the reality through combining rational thinking and rational thinking and and purification of purifying yourself, your soul.
For a question of the song.
Yeah. So he tried to combine between Sufism, asking for purifying soul, and the rational thinking of philosophers. So we can say that Sahrawardi is the father founder of Ishraqiyya. The last one is Al-Hikmat al-Muta'aliya. Hikmat al-Muta'aliya is a recent Islamic philosophy which established by one of the Shia people in Iran, olden Iran, called al-Muta'allihin Sadr Mullah Sadra Mullah Sadra.
I read something about it. I
Yeah,
read
Mullah
something
Sadra.
about
Yes,
it.
he's very famous. Every
Yeah, I read.
philosopher is talking about Islamic philosophy is mentioned about him because he tried to reconcile all these issues between prophetic school and he of course, as some philosophers mentioned, that he succeeded in resolving many issues that has been become very hard during the peripatetic and illuminative philosophy. So this is the last point I want to shed light about it. Muna meeting sai an jima. So this is my last contribution, and I want to welcome our guest from Canada in the name of Madam Sheikh Abdul Wahab Kish, who has very famous in uh, social network. He has some activities, and even he has school Ma'arif Institute in which he used such platform like Zoom and YouTube, even Facebook. He tried to enlighten people uh, the different field of al-marifa like Sufism, Quranic, Sirah of the Prophet. I employ his activities and even sometimes participated in some of his program. May Allah reward him abundantly because of course he's doing great work, and he's also Tijani affiliated to Tijaniya from stronghold Tijaniya affiliation. So we welcome him and we expected many contribution from him.
Mashallah.
We welcome you, sir, for joining this class or this room of reading. I don't know if because he didn't know the philosophy framework of this uh, class. It is a reading room which we open to help our more especially people like me who don't know English very well, we speak just muna ci da ƙarfi ne. So we try to read and understand the English language more because our background is Arabic, even the so we try to read and to enhance the Arab reading culture within our society because African culture is non-reading culture, more especially now by the coming of social networks. So even our reading culture become more or less. So by opening room like this, we can uh, uh, enhance and improve our reading culture. So this is the main reason for opening this group, and we are welcome you every time we are discussing every week, and we have specific book. I will send you another information on this issue later. Uh, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala barakatuh. Maybe Dr. Usman Alamin from Germany or
Assalamu alaikum.
from
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. كيف حالكم؟
Nice to meet you. You are welcome. Nice to meet you. MashaAllah.
الحمد لله.
Yeah.
الحمد لله.
Very good. I too, if I have time, inshallah, I will join all your programs. Yeah.
إن شاء الله. You're always welcome.
Ever ready to learn anything.
الحمد لله. If you join, you just honoring us because our program are for babies. For babies. I remember I was saying something. Okay, I was teaching this book of القواعد الأساسية في علوم القرآن of our beloved esteemed Sheikh Muhammad ibn Alawi al-Maliki al-Makki, rahmahullah. And when he was talking about Al-Imam al-Jazari, the Sheikh of Sheikh Muhammad Tahir, Al-Ramma. So I now said, I was talking to the people. I teach online majorly because here people are busy, people work at different hours. You really cannot really bring them together physically at the same time. And I said he wrote one book, he called it Tuhfatul Atfal.
Yeah.
And they asked me, what does that mean? I said it's a gift for babies. I said, so that would be past. It's for babies who are old, who have not even known anything in the book.
Yes.
So may Allah وما زلنا نقول أننا نتطفل على مائدة العلماء. We will continue to be babies to our teachers, inshallah, and to our parents. You won't know how happy I am to participate in this. Well, a disclaimer as a first, I cannot make a promise that every time I will be here. The Sheikh might not know, I'm kind of like very, very, very busy. I think it was when you wanted to start that he called me. I was just about delivering a lecture for the Nigerian Muslim community. Immediately I got out of that meeting, I just bumped here. So like that is always on and off, but I will try to put it in mind. While the bushra that I have for us is that although the hadith is usually used by some set of people to think they are the ones that the Prophet ﷺ is talking about, but the ummah is big and wide. Even the unbelievers are part of the ummatul da'wah of the Prophet ﷺ. So you cannot even say that the Christians are not part of the ummah of the Prophet. The hadith is the popular hadith of they say the hadith of the ghuraba. Say bada al-Islam gharibun. Islam started like a strange thing. وَسَيَعُودُ غَرِيبًا كَمَا بَدَأَ. And Islam will, by the time it's going, it will become like a strange thing, just the way it started. And he said, فَتُوبَى لِلْغُرَبَى. Glad tidings for those people who are strange. In this age, to find people who are sitting down to study, not for exams, not for masters and PhD certificates, just to study and develop themselves, is gharib. Is very gharib. And just like I said, the way the Sheikh Muhammad Tahir, Hafizahumullah wa ra'akum, started, when you called me, I said I wanted to discuss some things with you. You saw that on the other group where we met, you saw the discussion that I raised the other time, and you also commented. It's pathetic that we as Nigerians who claim to be educated, who claim to hold on to the path of the people of God, we are nowhere to be found in terms of studying. Wallahi, it's so bad. It's bad. I look at the scholarship that our fathers and our great-grandfathers have. When there was no paper was very scarce.
No internet.
Internet is too far. Paper.
Yes, I think.
There was no pens. There was no pen. Look at the stress of those of us who did, the process. You take the color, put in ink. It's stressful. Back and forth. If you tell the children in Canada that to write, you need to use a stick. In fact, when I was coming, I brought some of my color here to say. I know some people will ask about this. It's stressful. They wrote books without having materials for research, and those books are still relevant in today's time. I was talking to one of our mashayikh yesterday, and I said, may Allah not make us bastards.
Inshallah.
Right? The way we are behaving like real bastards. As if it's not those kind of people who give birth to people like us, whether directly or indirectly. As if we don't have this heritage. There's this book written by Mustafa Sibai. I know he wrote it in Arabic. It was translated in English. I can't remember. It's something on Hadara. The English translation is Some Glittering Aspect of Islamic Civilization. I think it was published by this Triple IT or If So. When Islamic civilization was reigning, where are the people in Europe? They didn't even have public bath. They don't even take their bath daily.
Okay, of course.
These people are so dirty with janaba, with everything. Dirty people.
Yeah.
But where are we today? The point is not to lament and keep lamenting. The point is, what do we start doing? Some people will say, yes, let's form a big organization. I say, all those organizations that you have started, where are they? What do they do? And that's why أقدر تقديرا all this juhud of individual efforts. So do whatever you can do at your own level. You don't need to call a conference. Alhamdulillah, we have used some of your internet. Use your phone. Use your computer. Create awareness. One of our mashayikh will tell us then, we will tell our seniors, you say, sell your jeans, sell your shoes, buy a book. Go and sell your cloth and buy a book. Read until you are read. Read until you become a library.
Even so, you know that nowadays books, PDFs are very available in the internet. If you cannot buy a book, you buy data, you can download, you can read. But people, think about this. We opened this group, started from Facebook, WhatsApp. We have almost more than 40 members. But look now, we have only 4 members online. And we did this presentation for almost 4 weeks, 1 month. Every week, every Sunday about 9 o'clock Nigerian time, we used to discuss issues like this. But only few people come to us. Sometimes me and Dr. Usman from Germany, only we had discussion. But many people are saying, we will join. But we don't have ragba in joining reading and reading rooms. This is a problem. And as you mentioned, yeah, Sheikh, about our ancestors do their best. By this time, if you want one book, you have to copy it by writing. No publication, no internet, nothing. And
all this are part of my work.
We discuss about Al-Razi, Abu Bakr al-Razi was the best or the one of the most important physicians that world have produced till now. He was described, as I mentioned, and he did it not with government or any assistance.
Funding.
Yeah, he funded this by his individual juhud. Though later he was joined hospital, but he after he became famous, joined the hospital. But he did it in his own. He read a lot. He read in different, and he wrote almost 224 books, as Dr. Usman mentioned, and in our book one mentioned 224 books in different sciences. Only mathematics, he the only mathematics, the only field that he didn't write in it, but all different field of sciences. So we, as you mentioned, it is very important for us to raise our awareness on this issue. We Muslims, and most especially Nigerians, we are in backwards in terms of reading different sciences. For example, if you are Arabic student, you will be only Arabic. You know only Arabic. If you are Islamic studies, you only know Arabic. If you are in history, you only history. Why? And the very important issue you raised, this is about tolerance. You said that even the Christians were also part of the Ummah Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because Rasul was sent to the whole mankind. So
Yeah.
even Christian, as you mentioned, is very important. One of our goals in this group is to raise awareness, because, for example, Al-Kindi is Razi. He's not. We don't have certain that he is Ahlul Sunnah, but he contributed to the Ummah Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam a lot. Even Kindi, even Parabi, he was Shia, something like that. Even Sina, he's Sufi. So the knowledge is something that we different ummah, different people can contribute it, and you can read from any source, either from Christian, Muslims, even the Muslim, if you are Sunni, Salafi, Shi'i, Sufi, all we have to raise awareness of tolerance and this ittihad. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, فَأَقِمْ وَجْهَكَ لِلدِّينِ حَنِيفًا فِطْرَةَ اللَّهِ الَّتِي فَطَرَ النَّاسَ عَلَيْهَا. He didn't mention فِطْرَةَ اللَّهِ الَّتِي فَطَرَ الْمُسْلِمِينَ عَلَيْهَا. No. He said فِطْرَةَ اللَّهِ الَّتِي فَطَرَ النَّاسَ عَلَيْهَا. Al-ilm, mean knowledge, is for all. And you have to read it from any angle, from any side it can. So this is the most important issue. Thank you very much with your contribution.
Yeah, Sheikh, for knowledge's sake, I want to ask, what's the difference? What will you tell me the difference between Sahib al-Tafsir, Fakhruddin al-Razi, and Abu Bakr al-Razi?
Abu Bakr al-Razi is a philosopher, physician, and of course, astronomer, alchemy, chemistry, and all these issues. He mastered different fields, and he was born in Ray, around Ray. It is city in Iran. Now it is very close to Tehran. It is inside Tehran. He was born in this city around Hijrah. No, around the year 925. 900, around something like that.
Hijri?
No, not Hijrah, Miladiya. But
Miladiya.
But Fakhr al-Razi, Fakhr al-Razi al-Mufassir,
No, Muhammad
he came
ibn
later.
Umar.
I cannot remember the year he came, but he was Ash'ari, Mutakallim,
No.
Ash'ari Mutakallim, and Mufassir. So there are the difference between Abu Bakr al-Razi and the Fakhr.
But are they from the same area?
area?
The Raz. They lived or is also from Persia, right?
Maybe he's Persian. He's from Persian. Abu Bakr al-Din Razi also, but he came later, many maybe hundreds years or many centuries after Fakhr al-Din Razi, because Fakhr al-Din Razi after Abu Bakr al-Razi. This is the difference. You can see their biography from Wikipedia to us. And this book also, he talked, I think maybe in the book, I will send you the book we are reading. Inshallah, via your WhatsApp after we finish this session. This is.
Sheikh, do you have Telegram?
Yeah, we have Telegram. I have Telegram.
Please send it to me on Telegram. I don't use WhatsApp on my PC. This phone is full Sometimes I don't even know what to
Let
remove
me.
from there, and my WhatsApp is always crashing.
Okay, okay.
So I prefer to have it
I
on
will,
Telegram so that
I
I
will,
can have it on my PC.
I will send you the link of the group we used to discuss, and even the book. I uploaded the book in the group, and after we
Telegram,
finish the,
preferably. I'm trying to run away from WhatsApp. If not for my people who are in Nigeria,
yeah,
I'll run away. It's a waste of time. That thing wastes your time too
yeah,
much.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course, of course. So even I have Telegram. I will send it to you. I don't know, Malam Usman from. We have another guest from Cairo. I don't know if he has something to say. Malam Usman Muhammad Saminaka. I don't know. You can say even hello to our friends because he is not our. He cannot join us via Zoom. He's some kind of
Okay.
Zoom, but he joined us via. He's from join us via duo.
Yeah, I do. Okay.
He listened to all the lecture and he is us since the beginning till now. So I don't know. Malosman, do you have something to say? Oh, even so, Saddam. Okay. So he's student in Jamiat Al Azhar. He
MashaAllah.
MashaAllah.
he's in first
MashaAllah.
year at and we resided together in same home. So
Oh, that is
for the
very
first
good.
time I came to Cairo. So
Yeah.
he is a
What is
leader
he
now.
studying?
Yeah, he's a leader of Zawiya, almost Zawiya of Nigerians, Zawiya Tijani of Nigerians in Egypt. He used to teach students in the Zawiya, so he's also, I don't know what to say, he's very activist person, inshallah.
Is it
Maybe Allah will
versatile?
help him in his study,
I mean, so
inshallah.
what course is he doing? What program is he running in the
Okay,
Jamia?
what is the program you are studying, Malam Usman in Azhar? They are asking you. Sharia in law.
Sharia. Kuliya Usul Din.
No, Kulliyatu Sharia. There
Kuliya
are
to Sharia.
different between Kulliyat, yeah, Kulliyatu Sharia and Kulliyatul Usuluddin. They have different two. This Kulliyat Usuluddin, yeah, they are different. Yeah, yeah, he is in Sharia. So we can see that if we get,
شكر الله سعيكم يا شيخ
inshallah, Jazakumullah khair. If we
وبارك
don't
الله
have
في جهدكم إن
any
شاء الله.
point, we can end this meeting, inshallah.
I have 2 or 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10 points. Just a bit of socialization
Okay.
and requests. That's what I'm asking. I've not spoken a bit about myself, but just like we are talking about polymath, I'm trying to be a polymath too. And my name is Abdul Wahab. My father's name is Muhammad. I don't even think Malan Tahir and I have spoken to this length. We only met for the sake of Allah, and we have been dealing for the sake of Allah.
Yeah.
I'm from Kwara State in Nigeria. I'm Yoruba by first language. My mom is Baruba, so I'm from that to
Dualism.
end. My first degree, and that's the only degree I have, except some other diplomas and other courses I'm doing, is in electrical electronics engineering.
MashaAllah.
But Alhamdulillah, I'm fortunate that my dad told me go and study Arabi and Sharia with the mashayikh locally, and Alhamdulillah.
You
So
mastered it.
I'm more proud of that than even my engineering.
MashaAllah.
Wallahi, I'm more proud. Wallahi, wallahi. I was
Inshallah.
talking to
Even
one of our
I even
mashayikh
don't know
yesterday,
that
and he was like,
your field is engineering, something like that. I don't
Wallahi, he
know
went now.
because you are very famous with Arabic and Islamic studies courses.
Yeah. Mm.
Here also
Thank
I have to
you for that.
introduce you Dr. Usman from Germany. Maybe he's a
Yeah,
student. He's also from Nigeria. He's from Yobe State. He's now
mashallah.
in Germany studying his
What's this?
PhD.
Yeah,
Maybe he can talk.
just, yeah, my name is Usman Alamin. I'm
Yeah.
from the local government in Yobe State.
Okay.
Working with the University of Maiduguri, History Department. I read history in my BA, also history in my MA, and now I'm studying Islamic manuscripts. I'm working on the works of Sheikh Muhammad Jibrima and Sheikh Usman
Dagari.
Yeah, yeah, in Germany. Inshallah, I think I'm in my last year, inshallah. So maybe probably next year then I will finish my PhD, inshallah.
So can we officially call you Dr. Osman?
No. Because here in Germany, it's not only studying the PhD or pursuing the PhD, but you have to publish before you will be called a doctor. So even after you finish, even after graduation, you are not entitled for the title of a doctor unless and until you publish your work and it's available in the market. Then you
This
become
is
yeah.
very
So
important.
even after graduation, I will not be called a doctor.
Mm.
Yeah, until I publish my
Mashallah.
work.
But for us, you are a doctor since now. Even you didn't finish.
Right.
Starting from now, you are a doctor. Yeah.
I'm a student.
إن شاء الله اعتبار ما سيكون.
Yeah, inshallah.
إن شاء الله عن قريب.
Uh,
Alhamdulillah.
mm,
The other bit that I want to say, I'm just happy,
yeah.
is that I've been looking. Malan Usman, sorry, Malan. This Usman, everything, all the name is just
Yeah,
entering into one another.
Yeah.
Malan Tahir, Sheikh Tahir. You know, I'm someone with many ideas.